Well, we all thought at the beginning of the year that the AFC West was going to be one of the best divisions in history, quite honestly. And now here we are at Thanksgiving, and there's one team in the AFC West that's over 500. The Kansas City Chiefs are on their way to winning that division for the seventh straight year. No one else has won it since Peyton Manning walked off campus in Denver in 2015. So it's just that's a surprise. Probably the other two, kind of looking at it from 10,000 feet surprises is the fact that both Eastern divisions are far better than anybody thought. How in the world are the Giants 7-3? How in the world are the Jets 6-4, given all the struggles they've had, even to go 6-4? But that is interesting to me. And I think there's one other overriding thing, and that is there's two new franchises that really have played better than I think anybody thought they would be. I don't mean new in terms of new to the league, but just new that nobody thought they would be this good. One is Miami. They're sitting there with a tiebreaker lead at 7-3 atop the AFC East. And the other one is Seattle. When they traded Russell Wilson, everybody thought they'd be dead and buried this year. But they're sitting there tied for the lead of the NFC West now with 7 games to go.
Yeah, they're really, and you now look at that trade, Peter, and listen, we're CNBC. We talk about good trades and bad trades, normally with stocks, not with football stars. Looks like Denver, for now, got the losing end of that trade.
Well, look, we'll see. I still am not giving up on Russell Wilson. However, what Seattle knew it had was a smart veteran in Geno Smith. And they really hadn't had great draft position in recent years. But general manager John Schneider now has two extra first-round picks, 2 extra second-round picks to work with. And I think one of the things they're going to do in the next 2 drafts is probably draft a long-term quarterback and let that long-term quarterback in Geno Smith kind of battle it out over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask a homer question because why not? It's Wednesday night ahead of Thanksgiving, and I'm hosting the show. I'm a Chargers fan, San Diego Chargers, now L.A. I watch the games, and if they're playing the Chiefs, there appear to be more or as much red in the stands as blue and gold. What's the future for the Chargers?
When you move to Los Angeles, the only way you build an enthusiastic, fervent fan base is to win. That's it. You ask the Clippers how hard it was for years in the Lakers' shadow, and then they started winning, and all of a sudden they got their own fans. I think one of the interesting demographic things happening in the NFL right now is that I would bet that up to almost a half of the local fan base in Los Angeles for the Chargers is Hispanic. They've done an incredible amount of reach out and an incredible amount of work to cultivate the Hispanic fan in greater Los Angeles. And I think that could be the key to whether the Chargers really become a long-term, enthusiastic, viable franchise in that market.
Let's hope they do. Very quickly, last question. You mentioned the Giants. By the way, the Giants, 7-3, but are 9.5-point underdogs going into Dallas. That seems like a big line for a 7-3 team, maybe. And I bring this up because obviously sports betting is kind of now how many of us look at the games. How has the proliferation of this thing, the phone and all the mobile betting, changed football?
Well, I think it has made a lot of games more interesting for 4 quarters, even when the games are not great games and may not even be that competitive. With so many people gambling on everything in these games, right down to, how many catches is, Austin Eckler going to get in a game. People stay in with bad games for a longer period of time. That's one thing. But I think one of the things that the NFL has to be very careful with is that there's already a proliferation of people who have become addicted to sports gambling. And I think long term, you're going to see this become more and more troubling. And look, the NFL bottom line doesn't care all that much about that. But I think as a country, we should care about it, because I think we're going to have a lot of people so addicted to gambling, it really ruins their lives, like alcoholism and drug use.